Alright, I thought it'd be a good time to give a little update in terms of playing this game Monster Hunter now. I've been whacking some enemies with you guys around the world, and actually I was surprised to get contacted by some local players. As you know, it's been a new season, and as usual, that means new monsters, which is always fun. I also found in terms of the weapons, I've stuck with the light bow gun because it's just been easier in terms of walking around. I do actually walk around when I play, I don't actually stand in one spot usually. There were some new items being introduced, like a heavy bow gun. Been trying to get used to it still. With this anniversary event in Monster Hunter Now, actually one surprising thing was how much items they gave you for free. Bag space was actually a huge issue in this game, and you can see how much they gave you for free. I was kind of surprised because in most of their games they would force you, for example, to buy it. So I was wondering, hey, it's so generous, how come? I mean, it makes it more fun, and I guess in some ways it was necessary because there were so many new monsters that were introduced. And another reason why this may have happened, I thought, is because this game actually had an interesting collaboration with the creator, Mr. Beast. Yes, Mr. Beast, the person you've seen on YouTube doing crazy contests, for example, giving away millions of dollars, I guess, in total. In this game, actually, they integrated him into the game, branding-wise. So they had all these quests where by going through, for example, various missions, you can upgrade your sword and shield, which is Mr. Beast themed. Now, for some of these specific tasks, you had to specifically use the sword and shield to actually progress. I found for myself anyways, personally, when it came to some of the enemies to defeat, to finish the quest, I just ended up using the stuff that I already had, unless it specifically required the Mr. Beast item. For example, there was an enemy that requires fire as its weakness, and I just ended up using the light bow gun that I had, for example. And this one here, actually, I was battling with people around the world again. I think that's one thing great about this game, is regardless of where you are, you could always be hunting with somebody. It would have took way longer, in my opinion, if I used the Mr. Beast sword and shield since you were upgrading it. Lucky drops too, as you can see. I always find this game incentivizes you to actually battle in groups so you get more rewards. Other than that, for this Mr. Beast event, it was pretty straightforward. It seems like it was newbie friendly, if that's the way to say it. Although, just a interesting note about this collaboration, I think this was the worst timing in gaming history for the collaboration with the Mr. Beast, because there was so much controversy with them right on the time that they did this. I mean, you can look it up if you want to see what it was like, but it was kind of crazy. Other than that, again, just enjoying playing the game. Rain or shine, yes, I actually, again, walk when I play, and it doesn't matter if it's raining. I do my walking, I got stuff to do during the day. But, as you can see, again, it's really fun just playing with people around the world, like here. I did find with these new enemies too, it's kind of great to see the variety of weapons that people have. Like, for example, I could be using the bow here. Other people could be using hammers, a great sword. I think it's great to have that combination. I think the only thing missing in these types of games reminds me of those online multiplayer games, for example, where you could have the DPS, the healers, and so forth. This isn't that type of game, but I just like the cooperation that way to see the variety. Although it is funny sometimes when you enter a battle and everyone is using the exact same weapon. And there was kind of a neat feature here, as you can see, where they introduced these stickers. Now, normally when you battle, you can't really communicate with people in these games, but now with this sticker system, you can actually use it as a way to, I guess, tell people how you're feeling. For example, I guess like this cold, I don't know why people use that usually when they're waiting. I think it's a way of saying, come on, hurry up, get in the match. Or at the same time, if you actually successfully defeated an enemy, sometimes people would say like thank you, for example, or just use some kind of funny sticker. I think it's a nice touch actually in terms of the social element of the game. And of course, once you do the battle, you can upgrade your weapons. And here's an example too why you should always try to do those group hunts. Look at that. And they also introduced a new mini game. It's called Cooking, which is kind of interesting. So I thought I'd explain it a bit for people who are trying to get 100%. Essentially, what you need to do is hold down the screen and let go just as the music stops. If you hit it right at the right time, you can get 100%. So you can see here, for example, I didn't get 100%, but I'll let you listen to this first so you can see what it's like. And this is 100%. And just to show it's not a fluke, I did this 3 times in a row, as you can see. I guess you're supposed to, for example, listen to the song right as it ends. I think about 1 to 2 seconds, you're supposed to let go. Yep, just to show you it's not a fluke. You could use a visual cue too. I find, for example, if you wear this belt in particular, there's this little, for example, white spot on the top. If you stop it right at that part, I find you get 100% as well. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe I'll make a separate video of that if people really want to analyze it, but there is a science to it per se. Other than that, again, just playing the game and defeating the enemies as I went along. And I found this game actually introduced more walking features. Like for this one in particular, they had this before that I've shown you, where there's this thing called drift smelting, which is kind of like hatching eggs in Pokemon, I would say. And here I actually got really lucky where I was able to get all these dragon attacks, and I was able, for example, to get level 5 dragon attack on my light bowgun build. I walk a lot, so it's just a matter of persistency, as you can see, although it is completely random, where I can see some people will get really frustrated. Imagine doing 100 of them, for example, and not getting one. They also had a live event too for this game in general. Now, these are happening for their other games as well, and a lot of them, they're not really local for a lot of places. However, in this game, you could actually do quests and so forth still, regardless of where you are, which I think is good and what you should do anyways for a game like this, versus just excluding a certain group of people, regardless of where the main event is. I was able to upgrade a lot of my weapons too, which is great. Like this one here, I maxed it out. This was actually my first maxed out weapon. And with your maxed out weapon, more damage, as you can see. Now, they did actually release some statistics of their global events too, and this one was called the Carnival. And you can see here, for example, they mentioned how there was about 270,208.5 kilometers walked, and it goes on and on. I mean, that's a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing that for other games as well in terms of showing statistics. And another interesting thing I thought is, I saw on the map recently, they showed like here while I was walking, it says the Vancouver Downtown Guild. Now in this game, you could actually use their features like Campfire to organize things like meetups with people, but it's kind of interesting. I saw in this one where they're specifically trying to encourage people, I suppose, to meet up. And it seems like there's going to be medals and stuff for that too, so it makes you wonder if they'll do this for other games as well. So I thought this was interesting too, just to give you an idea. If you don't play the game, you can see what types of features they may implement in their other games too. Other than that, just having fun again, and I'll see you guys next time.